Now, I know that I've been casting a lot of ByuN games, especially over the last couple of months, but I can't really help myself, okay? Ever since this man has returned from his mandatory military service, he has been playing some fantastic StarCraft 2, and on top of that, he has also been participating in a ton of online tournaments. Most of the top level players play one, maybe two every once in a while, but it seems like ByuN is playing in literally everything. There's a ton of ByuN replays floating around the internet right now. So what I've got for you today is a best-of-3 series with, well, as you may have already guessed, right here in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide, we have none other than ByuN and his opponent in the opposite corner, playing with the blue Zerg drones and apparently joined by Samwise right there on the main hatch. We're looking at none other than Ragnarok's main base. Alrighty, a good old Terran versus Zerg. Easily my favorite matchup, at least over the last couple of years. It's always been extremely good, especially at a very high level. Ragnarok is one of those players that I don't cast nearly as often as he probably deserves. As of me making this video, he is the current rank 19 in the world. I guess the thing is that Ragnarok doesn't really play a very spicy style of Zerg. He plays a very, I guess, quote-unquote normal style, you know? He doesn't really mix it up all too often. He's just very good at playing standard. And when it comes to playing standard, of course, I try to, well, feature players like, for example, Serral, who are absolutely fantastic at doing basically what Ragnarok does, but then just a little bit better. And that's no disrespect at all to Ragnarok. It's just, you know, the fact of the matter, right? There's always going to be a better person out there unless you are the best. Anyhow, let's see how this game is going to progress. Now, one thing, though, that I do want to point out is that ByuN has had a lot of wrist issues in the past. So I actually found this little Reddit article from 2018 where someone says a fan gave him a chupa chup. You know, one of those, a chupa chup, chupa chup. I don't know how you pronounce it in English. But apparently he was given one of those lollipops, right? And he couldn't open it with his own hands, so a fan had to open it for him. He even asked a fan to open the cap to a Sharpie to give a signature. ByuN has had some significant wrist issues in the past. And apparently he's once again having some of those issues right now as well. So I'm secretly hoping that he's not going to be pushing it too far, you know? Because while he certainly seems to be one of the hardest working pro gamers out there, you don't want to be in a situation where, you know, you can't play anymore because you've literally played so much that you've injured yourself to a point where you can't actually play anymore. I remember there were some issues in the past as well with MVP, another Terran player from a very long time ago, where I believe it was MVP who like requested in a tournament to play without headphones on because he couldn't feel his fingertips anymore and he had to like hear the clicks. Those are the downsides of playing a ton of StarCraft, especially Terran players seem to get injured. I'm not entirely sure why that is. It's probably to do with like the Marine splits and all that. Yeah, anyways, don't want to take this video into a negative spiral, but there's no denying that ByuN does need to be careful, so we're getting our ByuN games in right now, because I wouldn't be surprised at all if he is forced to take a break at some point in the future. Anyhow, it's going to be that Overlord speed upgrade here very early on from Ragnarok. He decided to go for the Link speed first, left 2 drones in the gas geyser, and now he's getting himself that OV speed so he can get some scouting info in. Now, I think that scouting info is going to come in very helpful because there's already a fusion core coming up right here for the Terran player. So we will see a battlecruiser opener, it looks like, right here for ByuN. Other than that, everything is looking pretty normal. Now, obviously, in a best-of-3 series, you don't really want to be playing the same build every single time. I actually wonder if Terran players at this level should be playing mech more, just because it's easier on the wrists. I'm not sure. Anyhow, here's Link speed and Overlord speed finishing up, so this one is going to be flying into the main base. Oh my god. Ragnarok is playing with the Diva announcer. Are you kidding me? Your base is under attack. Anyhow, he's going to be able to scout right there in the fusion core. He already saw the tech lab as well on the starport, so he knows that it's either going to be a Banshee, a Raven, or a battlecruiser. Now I can tell you, with seeing the fusion core, that you always know it's going to be a battlecruiser. And actually, the Overlord even lives. It's the same, by the way, in StarCraft 1. For those of you wondering about the whole injury situation, it also seems to be the Terran players in StarCraft 1 that get injured the most. Does that mean Terran is the hardest race? I guess it's just like the Marine splits, right? Like, that's the only thing that I can imagine. The Marine splits must be some of the most unnatural wrist movements that you can make, right? Anyhow, let's see how much this battlecruiser... like, I could make a dedicated video about that, but I don't really know too much about it, so I'd have to get an expert on the subject. But anyways, if anyone's interested in that, I might be... Maybe. Anyways. We do see 5 spore crawlers coming up here for Rag. Apparently, he's decided that he really does not want to be taking any damage against the battlecruiser. So the BC is going to be coming out here very shortly. You can see, by the way, it's just past the 5-minute mark. I see a lot of battlecruiser rushes and viewer-submitted games where people hit at the 7-minute mark. I don't know what's going on because this is now a triple CC opener. And ByuN is going to get his battlecruiser out at a very respectable time. Now, since he has been scouted, I don't think he's actually... Oh, he's going to be zapping it across the map. I was going to say maybe he's just going to fly it and then try and join in with the Hellions. Gets one drone for now, but I don't think that this is going to deal too much damage. I love this, actually. Already a couple of banelings waiting on the high ground as well. And there we go. That means that the aggression for the time being has been shut down. Uncharacteristic micro mistake right there by ByuN. Probably did not expect those banelings to come running down to meet him. And, well, we'll see how this is going to go right now. Because with this aggression shut down, you can see exactly what happens right away. Ragnarok is going to hold down that drone button. Right? And he can make as many drones as he wants. Already, we're basically at full 3-base saturation right now for the Zerg. He's going to go into a Spire. He's going to be going into the Evo Chamber upgrades. He doesn't even really need to rush out his baneling speed. He's going to go into a 4th base. Because right now, there's not a whole lot that the Terran player can do. I mean, this battlecruiser obviously can continue getting a couple kills. Maybe a creep tumor here and there. But this is all very easily replaceable. It's eco damage that you're looking for in the earlier stages of the game. And this is really one of the reasons why this battlecruiser opener has fallen out of favor. It's not that it's bad, it's just that Zerg players have gotten much better at dealing with it, right? So most of the time it's either 1 battlecruiser or 3, it seems like. With 3, you do decide to go for the weapon refit research as well that unlocks the Yamato cannon. But yeah, even though a lot of people on the ladder are struggling against battlecruiser openers, if you see how these high-level Zerg players deal with it, you really wonder if it's even a good build in the first place. Because very soon we're going to be seeing Mutas flap it around as well. The flippy flappies. And then all of a sudden that battlecruiser will be killed. Battlecruisers, of course, 400 minerals and 300 gas each. I mean, he might keep it alive for a little while longer, right? But it's not really paid for itself at all. Anyhow, let's see how this is going to go right now. So we see 1-1 upgrades at this point for ByuN. He's going to be going into that combat shield upgrade. He's got that leftover tech lab from earlier, apparently. Actually, I wonder if you can even fit a structure over there. I don't think you can. Might be able to just barely squeeze another structure in there. It's a little hard to tell. Anyways, he's going to be transitioning towards his beloved Marine Widowmine. Now, he is going to go for a bit of an attack. Baneling speed actually is already done. Did I mischeck that earlier? No, I don't think he already finished baneling speed at that point. That seemed really early. I must have just not noticed the research, though, on the production tab. But anyways, with the roly-poly upgrade being done here for the banelings, that makes this defense so much easier. There is a Widowmine here. Okay. Problem is that Widowmines also deal friendly fire, so sometimes they can help out a lot, sometimes they don't do too much. Nice little bit of control right there, but he still ends up losing 3 Mutas. ByuN realizing what is going on, and he immediately decides to send those Marines on the right targets as well. I think that's one of the things that ByuN is very good at, right? So, back in the day, you can see, for example, Innovation struggling a little bit more right now. Back in the day, you could differentiate yourself by just macroing better than your opponent, right? And just making more stuff. The problem is that all of the top-level players right now are really good at making a lot of stuff. And that's when micro really comes into play, right? And ByuN is ridiculously good at that micro. It's kind of funny. Like, for the first, I would say, like, 7-8 years of StarCraft 2, it was mostly about, you know, who produces stuff faster. And right now is when we finally arrive in the strategy of real-time strategy. I've been thinking about this a little bit over the last couple of weeks. It really feels like StarCraft is a lot more strategic in 2020 than it's ever been before. Something to think about. So, nice little bit of aggression here, though, by ByuN. I mean, this should have been absolutely smashed. I always feel like Zerg players don't knock down these rocks nearly fast enough. Those rocks are so annoying to have to deal with. I've been knocking down those rocks in my personal game all the time, and it's been fantastic. You can see right now as well, ByuN is just slowly sitting here. He doesn't really need to go too far. The thing is, it's hard to commit right now to a counterattack. Ragnarok, though, realizes that this is going to be a slow push. With the banelings on creep. Ooh, should be able to pick up most of that. Getting out of there in time. But is he going to be able to defend against this big counterattack? Well, I mean, there's a lot of Terran reinforcements. Without banelings in the mix, apparently, even though Rag was considering going for a big push there, he realized that he probably won't be able to deal with that Terran setup. Alrighty, so there's the Drilling Claws upgrade. +2/+2 coming up here as well for ByuN. Same can be said, of course, for Ragnarok at this point. He's going to be going into the infestation pit as well, so he will probably go for the hive upgrade very shortly. Battle Cruiser still being a bit of a nuisance. Technical jump, though, is sadly off cooldown at this point. Or on cooldown, rather. Let's still grab some Muta there. Maybe even a second one. Not bad at all. Alright. Yeah, this map is tricky. I really feel like if you want to collapse on this kind of army, you need to set up a big surround, right? And since you can't come in from the back with those rocks, and you can't really get units in this position either. Well, you can do that, actually, but you have to run really far around. I really feel like knocking down the rocks is the logical next thing to do. Anyways, Muta's coming in from the side. I'm not really too impressed so far by the Muta control, to be honest. They have been mostly on the Zerg side of the map, and they haven't really gotten a whole lot of damage in. So that's 6 of them going down, yeah. Alright. So ByuN successfully got himself back into the game right now. Widowmine connects over there. Not a whole lot of defensive units over here. That's a big Zergling counterattack, by the way. My god. Lynx obviously deal a lot of damage. Oh my god, that SCV was... or sorry, that Widowmine over there was a traitor. Pretty sure that one killed like 6 SCVs there in total. And that's 19 of those bad boys going down. Okay, that is much nicer here. Thor is here. I don't think he's the reason why those Zerglings are running away. Zerglings apparently really want to die. Oh, nice split off that. That was beautiful. Do you see how fast he selected that one Zergling? I think that these Zerglings are surrounded though, so I don't think they're going to be able to go home here after all. This does create the opportunity though for the Mutas to come in from the other side. Alrighty, and this is where that fast-paced game really gets underway. Good control here once again by Ragnarok. Trying to go for some run-bys. Yeah, it's become the standard for Terran players to basically rally their reinforcements on top of one of those lowered supply depots. The Thor over here gets picked off. Medivac's in a bunch of trouble right now as well. There's a Thor over there shooting some of those Javelin missiles. He's already got 8 kills. There's a bunch of Widow Mines scattered all over the map, actually. You gotta be so careful, man. That could have been dead Mutas if those were on cool or off cooldown. On, off. You got what I'm trying to say. Cooldown. If they could have shot their missiles, okay? This has to be one of the best StarCraft 2 songs. I'll just shut up, okay? It's nice upbeat, right? Okay, fine. I'll stop shutting up because I can't do it. It's hard, okay, not to talk. Here we go. The Banelings and the Lings off creep, trying to fight against the Terran player that's splitting those Marines really well. Oh my god. Oh, that's what I mean, dude. That's what I mean, ByuN. That is so good. I thought he was going to be splitting more, to be honest, but he's like, nah, don't need to. I'll just stim and kill it all. Gotta target fire a little bit. It's all good. And that's what ByuN is ridiculously good at. Standing his ground when he needs to. Now, this actually... Ooh. Okay, that's a big problem. If you lose those 2 NG base and you lose those upgrades, that is an absolute disaster. Now, luckily for him, he is going after the one that's got the +1 weapons upgrade, but the SCVs are desperately repairing it. At the same time, a bunch of Marines ended up killing the base up top. Oh, Widow Mines. Ooh, the Marauders actually... That was so cute. Hold up. Can I back up for just a sec? Okay, so look at these Marauders. There's a couple Widow Mines over here. They're gonna burrow. And then the Marauders are like, here, come chase us. I don't know if that was intentional. I think it was. That was really cute. Anyways, at the same time, there's some Zerglings over here as well. Yeah, those Widow Mines are all getting picked off rather easily. You do have to burrow those before they're useful. Anyways, the +3 attack right there for those Marines was denied. The +3 attack is way more important than the +1, or the +3 carapace rather. Carapace? My word choice today is not ideal. Terran units have carapace now, okay? I'm looking forward for one to see what our overlords in the tech industry can come up with, okay? Apparently, apparently metallic suits is not really what we're looking for. We're looking to grow our own carapace. That's the real future of humanity. That was such a risky move there as well. Like, pulling back those SCVs already. I guess ByuN's like, nah, no worries. It's all good. Anyhow. If you could grow your own carapace, though, that's pretty neat, dude. It's like in the Stormlight archive. we can become one of the ones that can grow carapace. I don't really want to spoil it for you, though. Anyhow, it's a very good book series. Can highly recommend. Now, ooh, a lot of banelings. There we go. Roll into the planetary fortress, and with that, it's blown up. Base in the bottom left-hand corner gets killed, but that's not really that important of a base there for a Ragnarok. He's gonna return home right now, as this Terran army is now entering the creep. If you can set up a surround maybe with a couple units from the back, that would be really nice. Now, actually, this is becoming a rather good battle here for ByuN, all things considered. Does he have enough, though? Like, sometimes StarCraft 2 is just a numbers game, and I feel like this may very well be one of those scenarios. The mutas aren't even in this battle. Yeah, I think there's too much at this point for the Zerg, right? I mean, Terran doesn't have that much mining anymore. This base over here was killed. There's a new command center that will take its place. There's still a couple CCs, so it's not quite game over yet for ByuN. But it needs to be very careful. There's Ultralisk coming up. There's already that chitinous plating upgrade. He never finished those upgrades. Or he didn't finish those upgrades yet, rather. But, I mean, as long as it's done before the battle, right? There you go. Chitinous plating is done. You're going to be fine. He's getting himself that speed upgrade as well. Nobody knows what the name of that upgrade is. Bonus points if you do in the comment section down below, because I'm forgetting it. It's the speedy boy upgrade for the Ultras, okay? We have the roly-poly upgrade, link speed, bane speed. Basically all speed upgrades. Overlord speed. Mutas over here get picked off. A lot of mules, though, were just dropped. And that's thousands of potential mining time, right? Or mining resources right there going down. Not to be underestimated at all. Every single one of those mules mines for about 300 minerals. That is a lot. This is actually a pretty sick game right now, though. Whew. Okay. Where are you gonna go, Medivex? You guys are, yeah, not gonna be able to go home, I'm afraid. My dearest Helena, by now you have heard of our defeat against the Zerg. I don't know exactly what the name was, but I think it was Helena, right? In the UED campaign. Spoiler alert, I guess, for the UED campaign as well. I mean, it's 20 years old at this point, but... If you haven't played StarCraft 1 campaign yet, okay, that's on you. I take no responsibility. That's like upset about... that's like being upset about Star Wars spoilers at this point, okay? It's like, if you haven't seen those movies... what can I tell you? Anyways, on the edge of creep, ByuN is desperately microing his units. Now, he did secure another expansion. There's a couple of Widow Mines right there. Trying to get some value in. Nice control there by Ragnarok. Once again, forcing those Widow Mines to detonate on those Overseers rather than the Mutas. Apparently, Overseer lives, in fact, do not matter. Is a Widow Mine drop? Oh my god. Let's get the foresight to go for a freaking Widow Mine drop at this point. Now, the Ultra doesn't really care too much. You can see how cautious, though, Ragnarok is playing right now, right? I feel like against most Terran players, he would just all-army attack move. Here we go. I think that might just be too much Zerg, right? Look at that supply. He's so far ahead right now, and the swarm is endless, assuming they have minerals. Oof, that was a big Widow Mine drag right over there. There's still a couple of Widow Mines right over here in the mix as well, and ByuN really is squeezing all of the juice out of his Terran units, man. He's getting maximum value, but there it is. Game number 1 goes in favor of Ragnarok. All right, so one more thing about the wrist situation, and then I'll shut up about it. This is from the GSL Super Tournament from a little article on Team Liquid. It says, ByuN's health issues were front and center on day 1 of Super Tournament 2, as he had to request yet another mid-game pause due to wrist pain in his round of 16 bout versus Dark. It was ByuN's second consecutive GSL Studio appearance with a pause for wrist pain, as ByuN had paused the game for the same reason during his Code S round of 16 match against Maru in October. So, ByuN, I know you're not watching these videos, but please, man. You don't want to push it too far. It's kind of sad, though. Like, that would really be, you know, a shitty way to go out, right? I mean, I guess that's the thing in old top sport as well, right? It happens all the time that high-level competitors have to drop out because of injuries. I don't know exactly how preventable wrist issues are, but I don't know. See, the thing is, it's very easy for someone who doesn't have wrist pain to talk about these kind of things, right? But it feels like you know, strengthening the muscles in your lower arm and in your shoulders and making sure, like, doing like deadlifts weekly, right? Maybe twice a week would probably help out quite a bit. I mean, at least as far as preventive care goes. But anyways, I'm not an expert. I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the comment section down below is. Let me know your thoughts. What is this? Oh, wow. A reactor opener? What's going on right now here for ByuN? So, no SCV Scout, no Marine, no Reaper, straight up into a reactor. Is he gonna go straight into what is that, a second barracks as well? Okay. So he's only got one SCV and gas right now, so I think he's just gonna go, this must be a very specified build. He just mined precisely enough here. He's gonna, I guess, snipe the first Overlord? This is really odd, though, if you get in here right now as Ragnarok. You're like, wait a second. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, this must be on purpose right now. He's flying it in quite far. He wanted to see if there was, like, a second barracks hiding somewhere. ByuN already anticipated that and moved the barracks a little bit further up. So that's a really, really quick 16 Marine drop, I think, that we have coming up here. Or at least some version of a 2-1-1. Where you go for a double barracks opener, into a factory, and then into a starport. This is a very nicely thought out build. You can see that even like, I don't know if the barracks positioning over there was to prevent it from being scouted by that Overlord, or if he wanted to like start up that gas at the perfect moment there. Because that SCV, after finishing the barracks, went straight into the gas geyser. Now at this point, by the time that these Zerglings arrive, yeah, there's no Reaper or anything. They're going to be able to, you know, not really get any damage done anymore. There's already plenty of Marines to deal with them. Should be a starport though. Hello. Oh, he doesn't have the gas for it right now. Yeah, he started up the Stimpack upgrade first. Curious build here. We'll see. So, to put it in perspective, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Zerg. Generally speaking, if you go for a 16 Marine drop, so 60 Marines, 2 Medevacs, and Stimpack, you usually hit, if you do it perfectly, at about 5 minutes and 5 seconds, 5 minutes and 10 seconds, 5 minutes and 15 seconds, depending on the travel distance on those Medevacs and how well you executed it, right? At least at this level of play. So, we'll see at what point he's going to be able to get those Medevacs out, and even if it makes much of a difference there, to skip that very first Reaper. Because there must be a reason why he did that. We'll compare the timing here in a little bit, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be sending a couple of those Medevacs across relatively soon. You can see, though, Ragnarok. Ooh, he decided to go a second gas geyser already. So, Bailing Nest and second gas. Is he thinking about... No. Is he thinking about going for a Bailing Bust? I don't think he can. No, he's going 2 extra queens. I don't think he can. I think he's just trying to defend this. But I feel like against 60 Marine drops, you could go double Evo Chamber upgrades first. He's been making non-stop links off of 34 drones, though, for quite some time. So already, we are at 18 Marines. 2 Medevacs are coming up right now. And these are going to start marching instead, I think. Is he? Oh, he's sending those across the map. What a curious little build right here from ByuN. This is basically like the 16 Marine drop, except with more Marines. Here's the thing, though. ByuN is going to have to deal right now with a Baneling Bust. I thought he was just going to... Yeah, he's just going to go full-on Baneling Bust. I think that Ragnarok knows this strategy, and he realized, wait a second, I can just go ahead and move across the map. Get some work in. Yeah, now those Marines are going to have to awkwardly run back home. Stimpack is done, which is nice, but so far no real damage has been dealt, though, by the Zerg. So this push actually, yeah, this push actually wasn't worth it at all. Maybe Ragnarok didn't anticipate that wall already being fully finished over here? What a strange game. I'm very confused here. I thought Ragnarok had 200 IQ to go for that, like, that push. But then it turns out it wasn't really that good after all. Anyways, this is one of those builds, though, the one from ByuN that just straight up dies to, like, a pool first. Because he went, you know, no scout, reactor first, CC on the low ground. I mean, if it's a pool first opener from the Zerg, you just lose. He's gonna be fine, though, as far as the defense goes over here. But Ragnarok really needs to start putting down some drones and getting some upgrades going. Or, you know, doing all the things that Zergs need to do. Because this does not look like a ByuN that's slowing down as far as the eco goes and as far as, like, the tech goes, right? So... he's gonna finish up Combat Shield, though, awfully early on. He's got 3 medevacs right now. 2 more joining in and 26 Marines. That's a lot of Marines. A combat shield timing attack. Is that a thing? I don't think so. But I like it. I mean, at this point, there's obviously not going to be bailing speed anytime soon. Look at all those Marines. 5 medevacs is pretty sick. Oh my god. If ByuN micros as well. I think he can win with this. Look at the target firing. Oh. Yeah, gotta be careful though. Now we're far enough off creep apparently to start controlling those units a little bit better. There are a lot of queens. Tons of zerglings are coming up as well. What a strange game. This almost feels like we're back in 2011. I was talking about how the game is more strategic in, in 2020, but I'm not sure if this game counts. Maybe this is actually what happens after the game becomes so strategic that people are trying to outsmart each other constantly, right? Playing subpar builds on purpose. Oh my god. Ooh, I thought for a second he was going to try and finish that hatchery. There's no energy on those queens, though. That base is going to probably go down later on. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Alright, immediately Ragnarok queues up more drones. Oh. Brenda, Karen, Margaret. Oh no, not Margaret too. Okay, Margaret is fine. Never mind. She's my favorite. I'm just kidding. Brenda is my favorite. Of course Brenda is my favorite. 1-1 comes up here for the Terran player. Bailing speed finally starts up at nearly 8 minutes. Single Evo chamber getting carapace upgrades? What is this? Oh no! Oh, I should have finished that one up. Killing a siege tank actually is huge. Terran player, though, still being a nuisance over here. So if you look right now at resources lost. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so this is a bad situation if you're the Zerg, right? It doesn't look so bad. But the thing is, Terran has been matching the Zerg's economy, and you can see how much more efficiently they're trading, right? That should go a little bit better once the bailing speed upgrade finishes up. Centrifugal hooks. There it is. I'm a StarCraft 2 teacher now. Centrifugal hooks. I really want to know what the... hold up, I need to look this up. What is the Ultralisk Liquipedia? I want to know what the legacy of the Void upgrade is called. Anabolic synthesis. That is the movement speed improvement for the Ultras off creep. Anabolic synthesis. I'm going to forget it by the next time we see that thing on the production tab. So there's Pneumatized Carapace, which is Overlord speed. There's Glial Reconstitution, which is Roach speed. There's Metabolic Boost, which is Zergling speed. Centrifugal Hooks, which is Bailing speed. Pneumatized Carapace, which is over... Did I already mention that? Maybe I did. I don't know. And then there is Anabolic Synthesis. How do you think they come up with those upgrade names? It's like they have like a random name generator at the Blizzard office. They're like, word A, word B. Let's go. I don't know how to come up with it. Now, I like this, actually. So rather than going Mutas, there's already a Hydra then. Now, Hydras obviously lead towards Lurkers usually as well. Doesn't have to, or it doesn't have to. You can definitely... that's a lot of Depth Marines. You can definitely just stick around on Hydraling Bane for quite some time, which I'm personally a big fan of. Actually, I think if you're a Zerg player, you should probably not be playing Mutilating Bane below like 6k MMR, which is 99.99999% of the player base. You should probably be playing Hydraling Bane. It's easier to play. Like, the thing is, Mutas, fantastic on paper. Really good if you're, you know, 100, 150 APM spare. And then you can, you know, control them properly. But the problem is that most people are already struggling, you know, getting to that amount of APM in the first place, right? And one of them... Oh, God. That's not a great spot to morph in Banes. Yeah, that's not great. Does he see it? He sees a little bit of it. He doesn't know when they're started, obviously. Anyways, I think Hydraling Bane is much easier to play and still very, very good. Ooh, nicely done. Good targeting over there. That is a lot of siege tanks, by the way. 5 siege tanks already. Like, those Banes are going to be dead by the time they get there, right? Ooh, we actually targeted manually with those siege tanks as well in the middle of that Baneling clump. You seeing that? You see those little red lines through the center of the screen? He's manually targeting. Well, those medevacs weren't meant for this world, apparently. But ByuN is closing the distance towards this 4th base right here of Ragnarok. I feel like Rag needs to start baking another base in the bottom right-hand corner or something, man, because those drones need a place to mine. Ooh, that was a big, big bailing detonation. There, a little bit of luck. Okay, siege tanks are starting to go... they're starting to go down. But these are horribly inefficient trades, though, for the Zerg. I think that base is dead. Maybe I'm mistaken, but... Oh, okay. I misread it, apparently. Ragnarok realized, wait a second, there's not really a chance for me to come back into this if it's gonna be 3 bases versus 4 bases. So either I hold on to this expansion or I GG out. And yeah, indeed, the base was dead. Alrighty, so here we go. The final map in this best-of-3 series is going to be Jagannatha. Now, this series was played as part of Olimo League. So in case you're unfamiliar, Olimo League is a weekly tournament that I think is only accessible for South Korean players. It's pretty neat. I don't know if this was their original intention, but it's one of the tournaments that really allows up-and-coming pro gamers to make a name for themselves, right? So the thing is, if, for example, you want to make a name for yourself, winning the GSL Code S is one of the options. It's just that there's only 3 of those a year over in South Korea, and it's extremely difficult to do so, right? Obviously, taking down a top-level player in an online tournament is, well, that's weekly, obviously, is at the very least a slightly bigger chance, and you can certainly make a name for yourself. So in case you're unfamiliar, I believe they're running that tournament pretty much entirely through their Patreon page. I'll go ahead and post a link down below in the description of this video to their page, so you might want to check it out as well if you want to support some Korean StarCraft 2. I think especially going forward, you know, with the whole StarCraft situation as it is, tournaments like that will probably become more and more, you know, important. So sometimes I get people asking, hey, Lowko, how can I help the professional gaming scene? Well, there it is, boys. There it is. Anyway, so it's gonna be, by the way, I know someone's gonna think, oh, Lowko, you're such a... I'm not paid by them, okay? I know someone is thinking that right away. It's like, the only reason why anyone on the internet advertises anything must be money. No, I'm actually paying them. It's the opposite, man. I get this all the time on stream. It's actually a little bit annoying. I think that this is a thing from, like, the last couple of years. By the way, we have a triple Reaper opener here from ByuN, so that's gonna be pretty cool. But I noticed that this is a thing. Whenever I recommend any product at all during my live stream, there's immediately someone in the chat that's like, oh my god, Lowko, you're such a sellout. Whenever you do any promotions, you're supposed to tell people that you're... Apparently, I'm not allowed to have opinions. I think it's because a lot of people out there, a lot of influencers out there, right? I guess, is that the correct word? Content, whatever you want to call us. I think there's a lot of shady people out there, right? But anyways, whenever I do any promotion, you'll know, okay? I'll be very upfront and clear about it. I would never hide something like that. That's so stupid. I don't even understand why you would do that. Anyways, I can rant about that in a dedicated video once again. These early games become a lot more about Lowko complaints about stuff. There's gonna be a spine crawler coming up here. So now, one of the things that I like about Jagannatha is those big speed-up circles, right? Even though these units usually have to have the shortest possible travel distance in the game, because of those big speed-up circles, they still arrive rather quickly on the other side. Are you good? Oh, see? That made a big difference. Okay, that one didn't. But if you know, there we go. See? Even did like a little victory laps over there as well. That's pretty neat. Command Center has a follow-up here as well from ByuN. There's a lot of links though. Link speed is going to finish. And so far, Ragnarok has been holding on just fine. I like that that spine crawler over there, which is neat. Got a lot of links here. Now, usually what you do against this kind of shenanigans, if they proxy to the barracks, is you counterattack with a ton of Zerglings. The problem is that this is already a full wall of, and now you're probably, like, once this is defended here by the Zerg, which I think he's going to be able to do here, he's going to sit there with a whole bunch. Now, that's a nice little surround. Ooh, beautiful moves right here by Ragnarok. Nicely done, dude. All right, now you're going to sit there with, like, how many links? 30 of them. Okay, yeah, they're not going to be able to get anything done. They might pick up a couple of those reinforcing, that's a really fast circling. Ooh, that's a really fast circling. Yeah, he's going to be able to pick up a couple of those extra Reapers, but that's about it, right? So what are we going to do at this point? I think he's going to hold down the drone button at this point, which is good. Right? Just go for the third base. There it is. And then make as many drones as possible. He's still making Reapers, by the way. I don't know if that is ByuN being a little bit scared for another Baneling bust. Double gas already. What's he going to transition into right now? There's a factory. It would be kind of cool if he transitions into mech, actually. Do you think that's the thing? I'm not sure. Is he going to go straight into a starport? Tech lab? I don't know. There's the starport. Is he going to go... No, I don't think you go Hellions anymore at this point. That makes no sense. Yeah. So there is a tech lab right away. Third command center comes up as well. So this is apparently the base defense over here. This is... These huggers over here of the supply depot. These supply depot huggers are... are gonna be the defense. Now, you can see Ragnarok's like, wait a second. Is that really all you're gonna do? I'll plant down a Baneling nest once again. Let's see how you deal with it this time around. There's no bunker or anything. Reactor, tech lab. Wait, what is this? 2 tech labs. Oh my god. No, it's 2 reactors and 1 tech lab. I should have just checked the top left. And then there's another tech lab over here, which for some reason does not show up. Anyways. The Baneling nest. It allows the morphin of these Banelings. Let's see if Ragnarok is going to be able to get anything done with this. Oh my god. Oh, the Reapers are leaving. That's not good, man. Oh, that's like the worst. Oh, no. That is so unfortunate. Now, ByuN is real good at defending this kind of thing. That control, of course, of his is awesome, but that's now the natural in a ton of trouble. There's a siege tank coming up. There's a Banshee coming up as well, which is nice. I don't know if Ragnarok wants to continue with this, though. Can he really break that? I don't think he can. Oh, yeah. That grenade. Oh, that grenade was really beautiful. Bouncing back all those units. Now, that Stimpec upgrade is not going to finish anytime soon. Looks like that barracks is going to go down as well. I mean, I'm assuming both of these are gonna burn down. So he's already droning again, which is kind of good. Are these gonna... Yep, they're gonna burn down. Man, ByuN is so scary with that micro of his. Alright, now this... Even though this wasn't game-ending damage here by Ragnarok, it really does slow down the Terran a ton, right? So how in the world is ByuN gonna get back in this situation right now? He's going to be forced to go super late upgrades. He's going to be forced to start up his Stimpec upgrade again. He's not going to be able to really get anything done other than maybe with like a Banshee, but he kind of needs to leave that one at home as well just in case there's like more units coming in. These Reapers really want to get some work done. That's nice. This is a terrible situation right now though for ByuN. Really bad. So there's Stimpec once more. So it's going to finish in like 2 minutes. Double upgrade, double NG Bay. Okay. One thing that he does have, actually, is triple command center, right? So Zerg is actually still sitting at only 45 workers. That's really not that much. Yeah, he really needs to power up the workers. I don't know if he really has the option for that right now, but he really needs to start powering out the workers because look at the mineral income here. Despite the fact that he did a lot of damage there and he overwhelmed the Terran's natural, 3 command centers with 3 orbitals, they will bring down a ton of those mules. And look at that. The income right now for ByuN is significantly better than that of Ragnarok. Now, he doesn't have a lot of time, though. So he really needs to power out drones, man. I almost feel like you don't even go Spire. Just make drones. Drone. Really need the drone, man. Come on. There you go. Drone. That's all you need. You need to go up to 3 base saturation ASAP. And actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this a little bit more objectively, this is... pretty playable now, actually, for ByuN. I mean, Zerg doesn't have good upgrades. Terran actually is ahead right now in upgrades. That's crazy. Baneling speed is going to finish. But I don't think, like, at least judging from the previous games, right? Ragnarok didn't really get a whole lot done with those mutas. We're now setting ourselves up for a macro game where Terran is fine economically, and they're actually ahead in upgrades. Interesting. Did not expect this to turn out this way a couple minutes ago. I don't know exactly what went wrong there, to be honest, for Ragnarok. I feel like he droned really slowly, but maybe I'm wrong. It feels like whenever you watch Serral or Raynar be in this kind of scenario, you like see them dealing damage on the other side of the map, and then at some point they stop and they make drones, and you look into the bottom section of the screen and you're like, okay, they're already at full 3 base saturation, like a minute and a half before Ragnarok is here. I don't really know exactly how they do it, but I think they just delay tech and just go straight into drones. Just do everything to get that 3 base saturation up first. The most important upgrade at Lair Tech is definitely the Baneling speed, so that's nice. Queens really want to be catching those 2 Banshees, but sadly they're not going to be able to do so. Mutas will be popping out though, so I think that these Banshees are dead regardless. Little medevac drop over here as well. Are you really going to commit to this? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, I thought for a second those Mutas were heading on over to where those Marines are. Usually you don't pay attention to your Mutas while they're flapping to their next destination, but luckily there for Ragnarok, he's not going to lose anything super critical. Ooh, okay. Good response time there. Thor has already been started up. This little hit squad of Marines here is just trying to catch a couple Mutas right now, while the Zerg is not paying attention to them. But yeah, if you look right now at this game, right, this is very playable right now for Terran. Looked pretty bad for him earlier, but... One Widow Mine apparently managed to, I guess, walk in? It's not going to live to tell the tale, but still got a couple drone kills there. We do need to see 2-2 starting here pretty quickly, though. Actually, we don't even really need to. 1-1 is only halfway done right now for Ragnarok. We're 10.5 minutes into this game. I guess it's that Reaper shenanigans that really slowed everything down. Like, the Reaper cheese early on really set everything back to, like, I don't know. Like, it's like the game is, like, 4 minutes slow, you know what I mean? Like, the first 4 minutes of the game almost didn't count. Very cool strategies, though, that ByuN is playing here. Like, he's been playing something different every single game so far. Game 2 was questionable, but... Ooh, now this is nice. Link's coming in from the back. They grab a couple of those siege tanks. The Thor is going to go down as well. Beautiful pickup there by Ragnarok. Even though the Marines still live, those are, you know, relatively easy to deal with. But yeah, I really like the way that ByuN is playing this. The Battlecruiser opener in game number 1, and that reactor first in game number 2, and then the triple barracks over here at the front in game number 3. Some cool strategies. Like, he's doing a variety of builds. Really, really good. I mean, if you compare it to the way that Ragnarok is playing here, I mean, he's going for a Ling Bane bust, I guess, and that's, you know, that's something. But it's mostly like all the roads lead towards Muta Ling Bane. I bet you ByuN wins a lot of games on the ladder, just playing those Reaper cheeses. It's very easy to lose. Like, we've seen many videos in the past as well, right? Many games where very highly ranked Zerg players just lose against that Reaper shenanigans. It's a lot of Thors, by the way. How many does he have? Oh, he's only got 1. I guess he really wants to have 2 of them. I feel like I've seen Thors on the production tab for a while, but they take a while. They take a while to produce as well, I guess. Yeah, Thors, obviously, for those of you unfamiliar, they deal splash damage to flying units. So having those Thors in the mix is super helpful. As you can see right there. You see that? All those Mutas immediately were in yellow health. Makes a big difference, and it forces those Mutas to back off. Now, Mutas do have a little trick called magic boxing that allows them to spread around and to make sure that they stay, you know, spread out. Like, kind of the way that they're flying right now. But, I mean, they have a tendency naturally to stack up together. Now, good defense this time around, though, from ByuN, right? This is what really cost him a lot in the first game, where those big Ling Bane run-bys did a lot of damage, especially large amounts of Zerglings. Matter of fact, drop towards the main base. Banelings being morphed in here to probably try and set up a surround. That's a very large Terran army right now. Way bigger than the Zerg, it seems. Matter of fact, drop. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a big collapse on top of this army over here very shortly, though. So, Lings and Banes have run on over towards the main base. This army in the top left-hand corner is fine. This army over here actually is also dealing damage. So, while the drop gets cleaned up in the main, there's a base over here that will be killed. At the same time, Lings and Banes on the other side of the map. You blink twice, your mineral line's gone. Drop in the top left-hand corner will also be cleaned up. That hatchery is gone, but not a whole lot of workers. Alright, and at this point, ByuN had to, like, evacuate as many of those units out of the dropships as well. Except for Jimmy and Martin over there. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, Martin. Oh, you guys are still gonna die. Jimmy, no! Jimmy! I would say F's in the chat, but... doesn't make a lot of sense on YouTube, huh? Oh, another medevac drop? My god, he's very ballsy with his medevac drops. If you know there's a whole bunch of mutas out, going for medevac drops is usually the last thing on your Terran mind, but ByuN's like, nah, they're on the other side, it's fine. Well, that's a very ambitious base. Yeah, no. Oh my god. I don't think you want to be fighting ByuN off creep, dude. Oh, this is... okay, good splits. Actually, you know what? I've seen ByuN win in those scenarios many times, but a couple of traitor minds. Traitor minds, not trader. Traitor. You got what I'm trying to say. This is where the game becomes tricky, though, because... the first 4 bases are easy to acquire. Bottom right-hand corner and top left-hand corner are relatively easy to acquire too, but after that it's hard for the Zerg to grab another base. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of this one, but the creep spread is just not there. The creep spread is not here either, so I'm not sure exactly where he wants to expand next. Likewise, for Terran, it's really hard to actually secure a 5th. So the first 4 are pretty easy to take, whereas for the Zerg, it's pretty easy to take 5. I guess he's going to go for the one over here, morph it into a planetary. A lot of Lings and Mutas coming in from the back. Beautiful engagement over here by Ragnarok. He's gonna finally be able to clean up a bunch of those medevacs as well, which is awesome, because those medevacs really carry a Terran player towards the late... oh god, those towards the late game. The Mutas almost got sniped right there by those Widow Mines, but they're gonna be okay. Where's Zerg at? 2-2. 3-3 is about halfway done right now for Terran. Okay. Oof. And even though... wait, what? That was... hold up. That seemed a little preemptive, right? So, this is the point that Ragnarok GG's out. I guess with him losing all of these Banelings over here, and him having very few reinforcing units at this point, he's only got 12 Zerglings and a couple Mutas coming up. Terran is clearly ahead. Yeah, actually, you know what? This is definitely a bit of a preemptive GG, but I think with this push over here, clearing out most of those Banelings, that base is going to fall, and with this base being cut off as well, the top left-hand base will also end up going down, right? And there's no creep anymore towards the south or the right-hand side of the map, so there's no additional bases for Ragnarok to really acquire. Plus, Terran is just acquiring a new base right now. I think that Rag probably assumed that ByuN already had a 5th command center up, because I don't think he's seen that expansion, but it doesn't really matter all too much. He decided to tap out. I do think that this is close to game over, actually, looking at this right now, but it certainly... it certainly seems a little bit strange to tap out when your supply count is still this even. Now, I really hope you enjoyed watching today's YouTube video. In case you're unfamiliar, I post Monday through Saturday on this channel, and I also post daily to my second channel. So consider subscribing over here, and also check out youtube.com/morelowko to watch me play other games. For now, though, I want to thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you once again in the next one.